It's called the Seal of God. I feel like I've already talked about it a little bit, actually, about the Aquarius, the 4 symbolism. Well, the reason is its connection how the lamb's blood won't protect people anymore, and how that there's a new thing. I'm channeling so much information from my friends right now. This is why the personal attention is the best way. I've given language to it. However, people are so perverted, they think such tremendous things. Though this is exactly what I'd like you to know about. You know, it's definitely my personal services, Reiki and cleansing and remote viewing, channeling, empathy, all these things you can research and do. And sensory overload. Sarah's like driving me somewhere. Paper airplanes on your shirt. Yeah. She made us some tea. Yeah. Brought a few crystals. Horses. Huh? Yeah, your crystals are here. I brought my big green and purple fluorite. I'll show what we got. Sarah packed us sandwiches. Yeah. Got some peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, and they're even cut into 4s, like my favorite. And she even cut the crust off of mine. Because, like, she knows, like, I would prefer not to eat it, but I will if I'm hungry. Depends on the texture that day of the bread. There's a number of variables. We also brought some fruit. I've also been channeling this new information, so, like, I always want to help the homeless people, right? But then I always feel weird about money situation, you know, because, like, I had a personal experience as a child where I was in a Burger King, and I was a kid, alright? My dad gave me like $20 to go get food for me and my boyfriend at the time, Alex Magnelio, whatever you want to call him, Mango. Anyway, I saw this lady begging for food, and of course, I had change. I gave her my money. I gave her my dad's money. I watched this asshole pocket the money, and she kept begging. It just crushed my little kid heart, you know. That was like that dedicated to the butterfly stuff, when that butterfly gets squashed and all the bad stuff in the world starts happening to you and starts trying to taint you, or the devil tries to get a hold of you, or whatever you want to say, and you start turning cold and callous. Don't be like that. I just found out from a shaman who told me that the only unforgivable sin in the Bible is actually blasphemy. And at first I was like, oh my God, what if I did that? That's the truth. And then, like, he's an empath and intuitive, and he told me about how, like, you know, there's a difference, like, in some ways where you don't know, and you're just, like, you're a kid and you talk out, like, mindlessly and literally, like, childlike, you don't know. And then versus, like, where you're, like, playing dumb, you know, and you're just, like, ignoring what you know. It's really hard to explain. And it depends on the intention and the method. It's the best way I can put it is the energy that you put into it. And frankly, it seems like part of it is scary telling people that, because then, like, they can use that power to create more blasphemy and to actually do more sin, I suppose. However, at the same time, like, you need to shed light on it, so it's confusing to bring up that shade of light in that circumstance. My soul's been really hungry, so what I've been thinking about lately is about buying up fruit and then going, like, yeah, when I see homeless people or whatever, like, offering them, like, in my bag of sack of free things. Like, would you like an orange? Would you like a potato? And not to be a great Malenko or karmic douchebag, although I was thinking of going up to them and being like, please take only what you need. Although that feels uncomfortable too, creating that opportunity and being that little devil on someone's shoulder, seeing what they would do if put in said situation. Yet people do it all the time. It's hard to say if that's appropriate or inappropriate. We're in, like, the middle of nowhere almost. I mean, not really. It's just like I can definitely feel the farmish energy, and frankly, I like this kind of energy because it feels like it's off the grid. It feels off the grid. It feels like there's tons of protection from the plants, you could say. From the trees, creating all the oxygen. No, I thought about it though. I was afraid to go live though because I was like wondering like what if it goes off, you know? Because that kind of gets annoying, especially if I'm off the grid. What I love like all the settings that I can suddenly have available with having an iPhone by using YouTube Live. Though you also have to be careful when you're live because like stuff happens when you're live. I've had stuff happen. And I've had to like delete videos and stuff and be like, ah, fuck. Because you realize like something slipped up. Whatever. Yeah.
Oysters. There's actually a prettier drive.
Oysters?
Yeah. It's a sign right there.
Oh.
It's a prettier drive, but since I'm not going from Jacksonville to there.
Right on. What if I want to be like, how dare you say this isn't beautiful?
It is, but like...
What, you think it's better? Yo, look, I love this. I love like canopy things when they do that, when they make the trees touch each other.
Yeah, but like, we'll see it.
We'll see it. Hey, I'm also supposed to find my animal spirit book. Hey, by the way, you have an app on your iPad or something that has the spirit animals? What, you butthead. Did you buy it or you just got the PDF?
No, I bought it.
You bought it? You bought an app?
No, it's the book. It's off Kindle.
Bro.
What?
I think that my iPhone can be used as a Kindle.
Yeah, I can.
So why'd you use your iPad, not your phone?
Because I don't know. I just
wanted to know, that's all, because I was like, because you made me feel like I was obligated to get an iPad so that I can have a Kindle. I mean, it seems like it's better to have an iPad to have like a more bigger book, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Though I feel like there's something to it, like where, like it's not good for our eyes to be looking at the screen so much, you know?
Yeah. It's not.
And I feel like they're conditioning us exactly where are all the books and paper going. Like we're looking at screens and then they're reading our eyes about how we feel about as we read things, you know? Because our eyes get bigger at certain words and our eyes actually have a lot of information, which is what iridology is all about.
Actually, I have a book back there that I could have got on Kindle, but I was like, no, I want the regular book.
I do love books, like in person, hold.
Me too. Like I got that, it was cheaper than buying the book, so I was just like, alright, I'll just do that.
You going Marineland?
No.
Man, I haven't been out here in a hot minute. I used to have like this old man friend, to be honest. She was like real old. And like everyone would always wonder why we were friends. But like, yeah, his wife passed away and we were mad tight. And we used to hang out all the time and just like dress up like pirates and stuff, like here in St. Augustine. And we ended up going to...
that person was supposed to stop.
Ooh. And he took me to a restaurant that was out here that I first learned about. WTF? And they had this thing that I never had before, you guys. It was like these chicken nugget type things. They're like nuggets, except inside of them was corn. And it was sweet corn. Oh my god, that's what they're called. Corn nuggets. They're freaking amazing. I thought they were the coolest thing. I was just like, was so thankful for this guy. And like I remember hanging out at his house and I would make us peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and we have milk out of wine glasses and shit. Like that was some good times. It kind of turned to a toxic relationship because he wasn't properly dealing with the grieving process. And like, yeah, he was like definitely getting lost in a fantasy line of having like a new woman.
Maybe the castle's up here.
The castle? I thought the castle's back the other way.
I don't know. Could be.
We're heading out towards Marineland.
Yeah, it could be back.
I have a friend who has a house out here. My boy Han. Yeah, the Asian man who's always giving me a hard time.
Yeah.
Devil's Elbow.